That's kind of my favorite here. Moving on.
Okay, so let's put. Wow, another. Of course, Marcus 35, right, is playing the double sort of like Inferno defense kind of decks. So he's got it this time. Let's go ahead and put. I guess Bowler was up there a lot early in the game. Gonna put him down here now, and let's put Giant down here. Yeah. I like the Giant Lightning idea. Like, it's the same thing as the Lava Hound, where that you're so worried about not just Inferno Tower, but Musketeer and Ice Wizard, cards that you can't remove on their side of the board easily because, there's fireballs. Fireball doesn't kill it, poison doesn't kill it. So the ability to have lightning to clear out those cards, I think, is a huge advantage if you have lightning, right? That's like that is the situation you're looking for. And in this case, there's a bunch of perfect opportunities.
Yes,
right?
And incredibly smart too if your deck also runs something like Mega Minions. You definitely want to take down the Musketeer. All right.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and jump in the match.
Doink, doink, doink.
The last match in the round of 8, and we will find out who our top 4 participants are. Already, Procol, Naruto, and Heels have made it through. Will it be Marcus 35 or Colton? We've had a lot of close matches today. Elixir Collector to start, and Colton's going to opt to use the Giant, but this could be the perfect setup for Giant Lightning. Mega Minion can be added on, and Lightning can still be played. Oh, takes down the Ice Spirit.
Oh, and that Zap is going to hold. I think that Giant's going to get. Oh, the Lightning comes in to reset it, and look at that. That push is now very scary. The Bowler's not going to do enough damage really to the Giant, and the Mega Minion's going to be able to tear that Bowler down very, very quickly.
Yes, unfortunately, going to get caught up on the guards, but still a lot of damage done. And so now it's going to be a Bowler Ice Wizard counter push. Is there anything else that Colton can add to assist this push? And I don't think so. I think Colton's really looking to play the Collector now. We will play the Collector as a response to the Inferno Tower, and that's kind of a 5 for 5 kind of thing. Not really a good way for Marcus 35 to punish that Elixir Collector right now. Colton is down in Elixir, but he will actually be able to pump up fast enough that by the time a push comes in, he'll be fine.
Oh, man. There's a lot of lightning opportunities there in the top right side. He obviously didn't take it. The lightning was not in the hand at the time. But you see that now that Marcus 35 has seen that lightning's in the board, can kind of offer these weird lightning trades on the other side. Like, I'll put my 2 collectors up here in the corner.
Big damage with the poison and the guards on the tower, plus the zap. Mega Minion is going to fall before it gets anywhere.
Yeah.
Damage onto the Collector.
And once again, another one of these giant pushes to sneak in. Marcus 35 drops the Inferno Tower, but it's a little too late. The lightning can always come down and reset this thing, and he does!
Wow, that's going to take the tower down.
Yeah, that tower definitely goes down, and the Inferno is going to go with it, actually. The Ice Wizard is going to keep getting to keep push on a little further.
That added effect on the stun for Lightning, I made all the difference, right? That Giant survives another, what, 5 seconds?
Yep.
And that's enough to just swing the tower down. Now Colton sets his eyes on the right side tower of Marcus 35. Ooh. Very quickly on the back foot.
Mega Minion is so good against Bowler. I mean, people were talking about a Giant in the middle, maybe no. I was expecting a Giant to be played in the middle there to guard for these sort of low health but high damage troops. And opts just to go ahead and start a new push here behind the King Tower. Turns the Bowler around right away. Mega Minion in the poison is pretty tough. But we asked for decks that were like, hey, show us things that are good against Giant poison. We want decks
he
that
can
are
play
good
Giant in the middle now. He can cycle a second Giant here.
You're right, he could.
Will he opt
and
to
maybe it's in good timing too because the
he's going full defense.
Wow, and pushes it off.
Yeah, there was only a few seconds left.
That's true. Bowler behind. Yeah, there's no real need to go for that. I'm a super aggressive player, so I tend to I tend to always try to go for the second tower and force them to spend Elixir on defense.
Good presence of mind.
Yes, absolutely. Colton. So Colton goes ahead and takes game 1 over Marcus 35.
And Colton, I think he made a lot of very good decisions. I think that was a very solid play. And Marcus 35, I think Marcus 35 might not be too acquainted with the new Lightning and the stun effects.
Lightning's one of those decks you don't prepare for, right? You don't really prepare for Lightning, and you just think okay, he's got this big, and what can you do a lot of times, right? He's got this 15 Elixir push coming down. Well, what can I do, right? I need to play my 4 Elixir Musketeer. I need to play my 3 Elixir Ice Wizard. That's not even the full 10 Elixir, but you've already given them a value Lightning. So there's a lot of situations where if you're a Lava Hound deck or a Giant deck, and you can build up these big, scary 15+ Elixir pushes, there's very few situations where your opponent can defend and not open themselves themselves up to lightning.
Yes, absolutely.
What do we have here? So Marcus is playing the Minor Inferno, defensive control deck, and Colton is playing the X-Bowler deck that Turtwig Data and Woody made popular many weeks ago.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, interesting because Colton used Lightning in the other deck, and it would have been more in line with Patriots crossbow deck if he had used Lightning here, but maybe just for the purpose of kind of the double deck format, he's going to opt to use Turtwig Data's version of the crossbowler.
I like the you're right, because maybe you don't want to duplicate Lightning, you'd rather duplicate cards like Bowler and Ice Spirit and whatever. But it's interesting because guards will get knocked back, Minor. Actually, I think Marcus might be at a disadvantage here because if you think about it, there's a lot of situations where he's going to want to play an Elixir Collector, right? Or play a Bowler behind the King Tower for a lot of Elixir. And in those situations, it's a great time for an Expo to come down and try to lock onto a tower. Additionally, Bowler is good against pretty much everything in Marcus's deck except for the other Bowler.
Yes. I almost wonder if double deck format was not a thing for Colton, if he would opt to play a Mega Minion instead of the Mini P.E.K.K.A. because we just spoke about how well Mega Minion does against Bowler, whereas in Mini P.E.K.K.A. we see a lot of situations where it keeps getting pushed back and back and back, and one of the big things for Marcus 35 against a crossbow deck is playing that Bowler to tank the shots.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah,
so the better you can remove Bowler from the game, the better your crossbow is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, if you can, Bowler almost works like a low-rent Royal Giant with regards to like siege weapons. Like if you can get out your Bowler as a defense, it both has a lot of hit points to tank. It ranges far enough that it can stand back and shoot, and it's never going to walk into the enemy tower while fighting the Expo. See if a Bowler comes down. Bowler's not Ice Spirit's ready. Great defense though. The Ice Spirit was able to catch, and even though the Poison and Ice Spirit did lock onto the crossbow locks onto the tower.
Didn't play the guards quite fast enough. Jump, Fire Spirits!
They do, and wow, the thing keeps shooting. And we're going to go over 1,000 damage here. Oh, nope. Sorry.
Even the Zap, not
But how much Elixir, think about that. Poison, Ice Spirit, and Zap alone is more than the cost of the Expo.
Yep, not worth it at all.
Colton
900
has a slight
damage.
Elixir advantage, only one Elixir advantage right now, but that's in hand. Marcus actually has more on board because of his collectors.
Yes, he played the Collector. So it's up to Marcus to make sure that he puts together a push that can come back. Minor Poison can do a lot, but really, Marcus's deck is not beatdown oriented.
Yeah.
Here goes. Oh no! Is it gonna freeze in time? Oh,
it does lock on! The Bowler was too far back, and I think between the Bowler and the Minor may be able to save a little bit more time. Oh, it turns it around. The Zap but saves a little bit of damage onto Marcus 35's tower. I think that was a pretty mindful Zap there. Unfortunately, the Bowler and the Mini P.E.K.K.A. of Colton's were getting caught up in the single Bowler of Marcus's, so a little good way for Marcus to kind of recover.
Fireball it, for sure.
Got a great Elixir advantage right now. But you're right, yeah, you want to Fireball that to prevent any more Elixir advantage from really coming to kill you.
Yes, and really...
Ooh, and it misses the third guard. That could be huge.
The existence of Fireball and Log in Colton's deck kind of positions himself as a mini spell cycle, right?
Right.
Any opportunity you can to Fireball that right side tower, do it, because it's going to put you in a fantastic position going to the late game.
Yeah, even though Arrows doesn't do that much damage to a tower, you might be willing to take that 100 plus, damage for 2 Elixir, right? There's a lot of situations where that might be reasonable.
I mean, the Inferno Tower is going to burn down the Bowler, while Mini P.E.K.K.A. Bowler on the right side are going to take down that Minor.
And this looking pretty good for Marcus right now, because even though the Bowler is coming back on defense...
Oh, the Fire Spirits.
Fire Spirits. Oh,
the Log is going to push it back.
Wow, weird. But, yeah, actually, wow, that Inferno Tower got wrecked pretty early on. And the Bowler is gone with over half health targeting, and the Zap makes the retarget. I think that's a pretty good defense there. A little bit more damage, but now it's, I think, within it's Fireball cycle range, if nothing else.
Man, the Log has been so effective with his knockback effect on big bodies.
I really underestimated how much the Log knockback would be relevant, but it does feel very, very good. Being able to knock back, especially the Bowlers, and make them retarget, stopping Prince charges has been very useful all day.
In Fireball Rage, and Colton will move on to the semifinals.
2-0. We had 2 3-game matches early on, but just like that, 2 2-0 games bring us right into the top 4.
Yeah, it's getting...